Hello everyone, and this is TBL Motorsport here, and it's 2020. How about that, eh? End of another decade. Doesn't seem like all that long ago that the 2010s left us, but hey, that's time for you. So what is this? We are in my room right now, and I am currently sitting in bed. It's a very nice bed. It's a very comfy bed. This blanket, actually, I want to tell you a bit about this, not this one. This is a different blanket entirely, but, this grey blanket, it's pretty heavy. It weighs about 15 kilos. It's what they call a therapy blanket. It's basically just a heavily weighted down blanket. It's meant to help with mood, helps you relax at night, and it's pretty comfy, and, I recommend them. That's all I have to say about that. This is going to be kind of like a setup tour, I guess you could say. I haven't done one of these in a while. It's pretty much become a yearly thing at this point on my channel. I did one last year and I did one the year before, so I figured, hey, why not do one again this year? Why not? So to start things off, we're going to start down here. Don't mind all that shit, that's just clothes and stuff, as you could probably tell. This is a these two portraits, or we'll start on this first one. This is a portrait of all the championship winning Grand Prix cars from Formula 1 from 1950 all the way down to 2018, which I should probably get updated since, you know, 2020 and all that. But yeah, every single day that I lay in this bed, I have to look at this every night before I go to sleep. So believe me when I say, before I rebooted the F1 Challenge VB series not too long ago, believe me when I say that there was not a day that went by without me thinking, you know, I should probably redo that at some point. But yeah, there you go. The main reason I wanted to bring you all here in my room today was to show you all my shit, basically, because a lot of stuff has changed in my room since my last setup video. And the main one, of course, as you could probably already tell, being this very nice blanket. I mean, I could talk about all this shit, but you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear about any of that. You want to hear about this very, very nice, soft, lovely, heavy blanket. It's very interesting, and I could go on and on about it, obviously, but this is, however, this is a racing channel, not a furniture channel, so I should probably get to that part there. We'll start our racing channel content off by talking about music. This is my wall of LPs. It's mostly Prodigy. Got a few Death Grips ones down here. You can judge from that what my musical tastes are, but I will get into a bit of that later on. Now, one thing I did want to show you all, I've got all these Lego sets. They're all cars, they're all automobiles. Oh, apart from this one, but ignore that one. I want to make up a few of these on camera. I'm not sure I'm going to do it, but do have a couple of very, very nice sets. Mostly Speed Champions ones. I've got pretty much the entire Speed Champion range from 2018, or just about anyway, that I would like to make up on camera. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it or how I'm going to do it, but I would like to do it. If that's something you'd be interested in, then let me know. Either leave a comment or on the Discord or whatever, but they are very fun to put together, these sets. They're very therapeutic, as I'm sure most of you will probably hear from anyone who's even a bit interested in Lego. As I have been for about 15 years now. It's been a long, long time. But yeah, this is my most recent one I got. The Mac Anthem, as I read on the side of the box. It's big. It's a big box. Cost me about $200. I got it on special because they're actually retiring that set soon, but wasn't actually intent on buying it. I wanted to get it though. Be something more to add to the channel at some point. And these aren't the only ones. I've also got these down here. Excuse me. I've already made up the this Porsche one, and I've already made up this. Oh God, what is wrong with me? And I've already made up this Ford Fiesta M Sport WRC. But I would be more than happy to take them apart and rebuild them for you. if it means I can show the complete building process. I like watching Lego videos of just sped up footage of people building all the sets up. I think that's something that could work very well on the channel, and provided that they don't stop making these Speed Champion sets, I won't have any shortage of material. I won't have any shortage of material to work from. As I stumble over English like a bloody retard, but just to give you an idea of how much of this I actually have saved. I haven't built any. Oh, actually, I was about to say I haven't built any of these sets yet. This one I have. This one I have. All of these I haven't built up yet, and obviously I have neither of those. But yeah, that's the main thing I wanted to communicate to you all through this. I want to make Lego for this channel. I think it's a good idea. Let me know what you think of it. But anyway, let's move on. Game Boy, Pokemon cartridges, Formula 1 models, magazines that come with those models, diecast cabinet. This is my my big cabinet that I've got of diecast models that I mostly bought last year, or I say last year, now it'll be 2 years ago now, in 2018. It's pretty much the I can't really open it up to show you. There's too much shit in the way, but there's it's the entire Group B 4-wheel drive range in here. Lancia Delta S4, Ford RS200, Audi Quattro Sport, Citroen 4TC, Metro it'll be an MG Metro 6R4 in the Rothmans livery. I need to get a computer vision livery at some point, and the Peugeot 205 T16 Evo 2. I won't be able to show these to you in the best light because as it's not actually nighttime right now. It's actually only about 5:30 right now, but I've got the lights all turned on because a bit in the afternoon you can't see that properly, but it's actually a lot more yellow than what it appears on camera. There's all the smoke from all the Australian bushfires that have been blowing over Auckland just recently, and it's been shrouding the city in darkness, but doesn't matter. You're not here. You don't have to worry about that. This is my favorite one. It's a 1997 Colin McRae, Nicky Grist Rally of Monte Carlo Subaru Impreza WRC 22B. This is the only one I've bought this year. It's a Network Q RAC Rally 1994 Subaru Impreza. It was $150. I was just casually searching on eBay one day and I found it and I thought, hey, why not? It's cheap. It's really cheap for a 1x18 scale diecast. This is a Rothmans Rally New Zealand one that I have shown off previously. My Lego Ferrari 2004 set still sitting up here, unchanged. Williams Martini Racing hat still sitting up there. So that's well, actually, since last year, I've moved all my expensive demos from the spare room where I do all my my gaming, and I've moved them into my cabinet just so they can remain dust free and remain out of harm's way. Actually, I think I'm gonna open up the cabinet for this. I'm gonna start moving all the shit out of the way. Be back in a sec. Okay, the cabinet is opened up now, and I'm doing this on a different day because the lighting was terrible and the camera work was even more so. But anyway, before I show you my the row down there, here's a more detailed, better look at some of the diecasts here. Since I know they weren't in the best light. They weren't in the best light last time around, so here you go. Oh yeah, and there's my Williams Martini Racing hat up there. There's my Ferrari model, which actually hasn't moved since I recorded the last year's setup video. But moving on. Now down here, for those who watched my last setup video know that I collect rare Gran Turismo demos, and I used to keep them in the spare room where I do all my gaming, but I've since moved them in here where they can remain out of the circulated air and obviously dust free. But for the new subscribers who have come throughout the course of this year, this is what I have. These are my main items of worth anyway. This is a Chinese copy of Gran Turismo 4 Prologue. I now have 2 copies of Gran Turismo 2000, the first of which I've had for about 5 years now. This is a Gran Turismo 1 test drive disc, one of my major finds this year. Gran Turismo 3 Replay Theater, a BMW 1 Series Virtual Drive disc, 2002 Tokyo Soul, which I've bought this year, a online test version of Gran Turismo 4, which I also bought this year, a still sealed copy of Gran Turismo 4 Prius Trial, Gran Turismo 4 first preview disc, Gran Turismo HD, it's unsealed, which I also bought this year, a sealed Gran Turismo PSP promo disc, and there's some miscellaneous Japanese copies of GTs 4 and 3. Down here we've got just a random magazine demo I bought one time that doesn't really contain anything of worth except obviously Gran Turismo demo, something like that. And these jewel cases down here contain all the discs that would be in the sleeves. These are actually little empty sleeves up here. All the discs are stored in here because if you store sleeves with the discs in them down flat, they'll make an indentation onto the sleeve after a while, which I really don't want to happen, obviously. Gran Turismo 4 French version of a Gran Turismo 4 press kit. I need to get an English one at some point. And under the Gran Turismo Sport Limited Edition controller, I'm not going to pull it out, but I do have a Gran Turismo 6 press kit under there. A few collector's editions which I've bought at conventions for cheap. I'm actually looking to sell this Rage 2 one because I don't really want it here and I need the space, obviously. But so there's actually another one behind this one. These are shelf talkers that EB Games and GameStop, I presume, put on the shelves by the entrances of their stores to promote all the upcoming releases, you know, to get pre-order sales and all that. And I thought they looked good, so I asked for one. Well, I asked for 2, one for each game, but turns out they just throw them away after they're done with them, so I thought, you know, that's a waste. So I asked for a couple to preserve them in a way. So that's about all I have to show you in my cabinet. I will close this up and I will show you the next lot of shelves. Over here we have my big box PC collection. I've been collecting these for about a year now. It's mostly racing stuff, but there are a few shooters in there. There are a couple of other ones as well, but I'll get to those in a bit. This year I've been focusing mostly on Need for Speed stuff, as you could probably tell. I mean, I've gotten a few other things. I mean, this is Need for Speed as well, but these are just compilation boxes. These are actual full games. A couple of big purchases I've made this year are an original first print copy of Need for Speed 2, a sealed Need for Speed 2 SE, an Australian version of Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit, and what not a lot of people know about, the exclusive Walmart 98 Indy 500 pace car version. All of these, oh, I should probably move these out of the way first of all, so you can see absolutely everything. I'm looking to put most of these on the channel at some point. These theme park sims down here being an exception, because mainly I don't think you can really play to the end of one, but I suppose I should bring that up as well while I'm down here. You might be wondering why I've got theme park sims in with a bunch of racing stuff. Well, despite my unbiased love for racing games, and it will always be that way, I do have a soft spot in my heart for theme park sims, because I did play a lot of them growing up as a kid, as a very, very young kid, or younger than I am now, but they're cool. I still like them. Theme Park World was the one that kickstarted this. It was on the PS1 actually. Bought this a couple of years ago. It actually holds up quite well on the PC, but it's just just quite a pain in the ass to get running on Windows 10 nowadays. Legoland was another one that I remember liking, but I haven't actually played it recently. Probably should at some point. Roller Coaster Tycoon is another big favorite of mine. I actually didn't play this until I think last year, but I do enjoy playing it on and off. I really enjoy it. This one I managed to get sealed. It was new old stock apparently from an old computer store in the UK. That was just sitting in a loft for 15 years, or however old the game is. I think it was 98, 99 it was released. Could be wrong, but can't think of it right now. And of course, I've also got the 2 expansions for it. And I've also got these ones down here as well. Before I forget, I've got both the Anakin and Sebulba covers of Star Wars Episode 1, Motor City Online, and I've also got the Premier Collection releases of the first 3 Tomb Raider games. Tomb Raider 1 and 2 I've completed in the past. Tomb Raider 2, however, is the one that I have the most memories with, and it's the one I know the most. I do hope to cover them as well, as I've said with all these, at some point on the channel. But that will remain to be seen. I'm aiming to do at least one non-racing LP this year, I should say. But a few more titles that I would like to point out. Serious Sam, the first and second encounter, I'm quite proud of. I really like the big boxes. I would pull them out and show you, but they'll wait till that'll be for a future video. Wink, wink. The Plutonium pack was a big one that I got this year. It's quite hard to find one of these in the big box because I can't. It's going to be hard for me to be able to communicate this through video, but the box is extremely it's kind of flimsy. I need to get a cardboard insert for it at some point because this one doesn't have that, but. Priorities. My biggest find this year by far was this Duke Caribbean Life's a Beach box. This is a one of the authorized third-party expansions for Duke Nukem 3D, which by the way I absolutely love. And I again I want to cover it on the channel at some point. This is a very cool box. It is an Atomic Edition holofoil box, and I got it for pretty cheap considering what they go for. So that is about all I have to show you on the PC Big Box collection front of things, but I've also got a couple more back here that I'll just quickly point out as Test Drive 1 and 2 for the Commodore 64. I've also got a sealed Supercars expansion, which I can't really drag out. It's gonna drag out all this shit too, but I'm actually looking to sell these at some point because they are Commodore stuff and I don't collect that sort of stuff anymore. So coming to the left here we have my CD collection, which is pretty sparse right now, but there are a few items of worth here, one of which I would like to point out being, I'm just trying to it's kind of hard doing this with one hand, the coveted Spitfire single I have. I paid a lot of money for this, and I'm glad I have it. Those of you who know what that is will know what that is. And this up here is the sort of wrist ticket. I'm not actually sure what they're called, but I call them wrist tickets. But continuing on with what I have here, as I said, it's mostly Prodigy stuff. I do have a few Junkie XL stuff. There's some propeller heads, some Everything But the Girls, some Jesus Jones, some Rob Zombie, some Overseer, and a few Death Grips things. You can discern from that what my musical tastes are. But I also have a sealed GT4 Music at the Speed of Sound CD with the hype sticker here. All these ones I have sealed, I plan to keep sealed. I'm not sure how much they're going to be worth in the future, but that's how the inner functionings of my brain work at this current point in time. I've also got the No Tourists album on cassette as well, because that's what I got when I pre-ordered the album, and I also got this nice diecast bus as well. So that's neat. Most of the stuff, there's a lot of stuff that I'm not going to be showing off now. I've shown them off on previous videos, which is kind of why I'm skimming over a lot of the stuff. But enough of that. That's about everything I can show you that is in my room at this current point in time. Oh hey, the sky's turned clear. Time travel? Maybe. Hinted actually it was, but anyway, let's move on to the spare room. Okay, I'm at the other end of the house now, so I gotta keep my voice down. This used to be the wall. The wall here, I might put a comparison picture here, but knowing me, you probably won't see it, but yeah, this used to be, the wall used to come up to about here. This used to be my nana's couch that we have here now. Games. Not gonna be able to spend too long here. Here's my Sega Saturn stuff, Xbox 360, PS3 stuff. I've got more stuff hidden behind here, but hey ho hum. PS4 stuff. There's my Dreamcast there. It's not being used, so it's staying there for now. I have a Sega Saturn as well. That's in the other room though. Won't be able to show you that as of now. PS2 stuff here. PS1 stuff. There's a 3DO game here for later. And collector's edition stuff up here. Tower of consoles. PC. Desk, speakers. TVs. This is my battle station, basically. Back to the room. So that's basically the gist of it. My camera is on 1% of battery life right now, so I'm going to make this quick. Thank you all for watching through to the end. I do hope you thoroughly enjoyed it. And there's going to be lots more to come in 2020. Get excited, guys. It's going to be an exciting year for us. It's going to be great. It's going to be the year of TPL Motorsport. Woohoo. Goodbye, everyone. Have a good day. I don't know which way I should wave. That about covers it. Anyway, goodbye.